Hello everyone, I know it's a slightly different camera angle. My old tripod that I was using broke and I got one that's going to be replacing it. So if this camera angle is a few degrees different than what it used to be and that bothers you, I apologize. Today I wanted to talk about Jalen Rosales. For those of you that don't remember, this was the guy who was an SF sheriff's deputy who brought a semi-auto pistol, a AR-15 pistol to be more specific, into City Hall. Now, that's, being that he's a cop might not be the dumbest thing in the world, but the fact that he brought it in a configuration that may be considered an assault weapon and several other details makes it a pretty big dingus move. And I want to talk about the whole arrested for a semi-auto Franklin Armory pistol. Now, keep in mind, I'm not a lawyer, but we'll get into the topic of the video and kind of provide a little bit more, information that we've kind of got. I was holding off on talking about this for a while, but it seems like there's some more substantial information and we might know more stuff in the future, possibly even tomorrow, but I'll get that in just a second. Before we get going, I want to say thank you to everyone that supports this channel. I want to say thank you to everyone that likes, comments, subscribes. Thank you to everyone that has post notifications turned on, even though I promise you about 50% of you that do have notifications on aren't getting the notifications, but you know, it definitely helps. It makes it more likely that you do get one. I also want to say thank you to some of my Subscribe-Star members: Ryazizanan, Chiznizambers, Twisted Steel, Travis William Smith, Jennifer, Seamus RBNW, Jay Schindeldecker, Tyler Smith, California EDC, Nathan Wangza, We the People, Baranone, I keep mispronouncing that one, I'm sorry, but you never correct me. Justin White, Thickhawk45, Tyrannical Banana, Truby666, Travis Para, Jacob Munoz, Mongoose, Scott Bloss, Hunter Cannon, Langdon, Alan Powell, the greatest troll to ever live, as well as JVal13 and David Stone. I appreciate everyone's support. Thank you for making this channel possible. Without you, this would not be going on as long as it has been. So let's talk about this. Well, it appears as if earlier this year, Jalen Rosales, a SF sheriff's deputy, brought in a Franklin Armory pistol to City Hall in San Francisco, which probably not the smartest thing. So let me give you an idea of kind of what happened. He had an AR-15 pistol that he bought as a bolt-action repeater from Franklin Armory, or had it drossed after Franklin Armory sent it to whatever gun store he was at. He bought that gun, later converted it to semi-automatic, which, like I said, I'm not a lawyer, some people think is fine. Me personally, I've done that to my guns. Many other people have. Many lawyers have put in some information saying that they think it's generally fine as long as you make it mag-locked, meaning that in order to remove the actual magazine, you have to break the action open, press the button, the magazine drops, you close it back up, you put a new mag in, and you rack it. Now, that process can be very fast, as we've seen with the AR Maglock Gen 4 system, but it's something that makes it not considered an assault weapon as long as you're using a 10-round mag or smaller. If you convert, or if you have an AR-15 pistol in the state of California that's semi-auto with a fixed mag that has an 11-round or greater magazine in it, like a standard 30-round PMag, that would be considered an assault weapon, and that's going to get you thrown in prison. Now, here's what Jalen Rosales allegedly did, because like I said, you know, this is all up in the air. We still have some court cases to come up. He possessed a semi-auto AR-15 pistol that was modified to be semi-auto from bolt action. The specific photo that we see here, this was provided by Molon Labe. I believe I also saw him post this on Reddit. Let's zoom in a little bit. So if we look at this photo here, this magazine that was recovered with the gun, very clearly, those are bullets in it. That's a windowed PMag that holds more than 10 rounds. This gun, from what we believe, I know this photo is pretty poor, but I mean, who uploads a black and white photo as a court document nowadays? Like, what kind of sick animal are they? Thank you, government, very cool. But very clearly, even if this gun was mag-locked, if it had this 30-round magazine in it, that would be an assault weapon in the state of California. And now, I know many of you have probably already typed away about what's an assault weapon, or there's no such thing as an assault weapon. I get it. I agree. Assault weapon is a made-up term. However, the state of California will bend you over the table and shove their fist up your booty hole if you possess what they consider an evil, dangerous firearm that should not be on the streets because it's a weapon of war. He possessed this assault weapon. He brought it into his work. He put it in a bag, which apparently was not fully open, allegedly. He had it in a bag in the locker room. He asked his colleague, his co-worker, who is also a cop, says, "Hey, can you grab my bag for me?" Colleague grabs bag, at some point notices AR-15 pistol inside of it, and turns him in. Kind of interesting, right? Someone who is a cop had a gun, and then another cop arrested him for it. What happened to all those people that said, "Oh, I know a cop in bumfuck nowhere, and he said that they would never do something like this"? Well, in this instance, they're actually eating their own. So for all of you people who say that the cops would never enforce something like this, here's another example of them enforcing something literally exactly like this. I'm not pleased in this. I don't take joy knowing that someone's life is going to be ruined because of this. It's rather unfortunate that this cop has to go through with it, but at the same time, he's one of the exact people who I bet would probably be enforcing these kinds of laws on the private citizens like us. So am I super sad about this? No. But I think this is important to know because a lot of people have been asking me, "Hey, what's up with Jalen Rosales? Can we have our guns in semi-auto converted from a bolt-action repeater?" It appears as if the case that people were very concerned about, that this gun was configured in a configuration that would have been an assault weapon regardless of whether or not he had actually had it mag-locked. It appears like he most likely did not have it mag-locked. So for those of you that are concerned about that, just by having a legally mag-locked, or what we consider maybe think is legally mag-locked AR semi-auto from a Franklin, you might be fine. Like I said, I'm not a lawyer. I can't say definitively that you are, but in my opinion, I'm comfortable doing that with my own guns, and I have done that with my own guns. I've been on film and on camera doing that with my own guns. So I'm personally comfortable with it. Some people are still going to be concerned, so feel free to always keep the traditional AR upper on it, or maybe just when you're transporting it, don't have it assembled. But for the most part, I believe you're probably fine if you have it mag-locked and you're not using a magazine over 10 rounds. Seems like this guy did not. So right here, this guy said his preliminary hearing was today, which was the 17th of September. I don't know what happened, but given there was an arraignment scheduled for October 1st, I'm gonna guess that the judge found probable cause and held him to answer. By the way, here's a black and white photo from the court file of the firearm in question. I then think he also posted the case number. So for those of you that are super interested, you can keep track of it that way. Riverside case number BAF1901142. I'm gonna have a link to this CalGuns thread down below, so if you want to have that information, you can just find it there. So in summary, Jalen Rosales, he had what was considered an assault weapon in the state of California. Regardless of whether he had it mag-locked, which many people are assuming he did not, it appears as if there was a 30-round mag in it, which would have made it an assault weapon anyway. So it seems like the concern that many people had of whether or not you can actually make your bolt-action repeater AR pistols into semi-auto, that might not be something you need to worry about, but, you know, feel free to take your own precautions and make your own decisions in life. I'm not going to stop you. Again, I also want to say thank you to Franklin Armory for supporting this channel. Without them, I straight up would not be able to do what I'm able to do, and I am forever grateful for them. Hopefully I'll be able to visit them in the coming months and do some cool facility tours or just some product demonstrations, because they're awesome people. I'm so excited about that. Maybe in the future we do a little something with the ACR, but that's something that I guess we don't talk about quite yet. But you guys know the drill. Have fun, be safe, stay dangerous. Peace.